Good evening, everyone. It is now, let's see here, 7:02, and I'll call the Master Plan Committee meeting of Wednesday, August 28th, 2024, to order. First order of business is a roll call attendance.
Linda Brown.
Ross Smith.
Mike Zwicker.
Gordon Larrabee.
Rich Preston. Carol.
Matthew Benoit.
Hey, Matt.
Hello.
Hello.
Can you hear us? Matthew?
I can hear you just fine.
Great. And we're waiting for Carol. Carol, you with us? If someone's with you in spirit, does that give you a
Well, we need her.
a majority?
Because then we won't have a quorum.
Right.
Yeah, that's what I'm asking.
We'll see where Bob is. He should be there soon.
3, 4. So our quorum count's going to be 6.
Yeah, we need 6. So in the interim, if you could take a peek at the minutes of August 21st, tell us what you think.
I think that's Bob now. Oh.
So there you
you're
are.
Online. You're on Zoom. Did
That's
you
why,
know
that's
that?
why you wouldn't answer us. There you are.
I get on Zoom?
I don't know.
No, I didn't. I was there last night, though.
You got a
There you go.
twin.
Wow.
She's
Moved on down.
That's pretty wild, Carol. That's pretty wild.
Did you hear me?
I gotta work that. Mike's not here.
He said, I'm running late. I said,
That's
I
why
don't
it's-
worry, they won't start without us.
They
We're
put it-
important.
it's not-
He goes,
Yes.
he laughed, he goes, yeah, keep telling yourself that. Did you hear that?
Well, we couldn't because we didn't have a quorum.
Oh, okay.
So we'll note that Carol and
Yes.
Bob have joined us.
It's my fault,
Okay,
because
oh,
I
shut
left
this
here
stupid
late
thing
to
up.
get home to pick her up.
There you go.
So
See?
all I'm
See how it
in.
works?
Oh, okay.
Oh, I would.
Take a look at the minutes. Once you get settled in, let us know what you think of August 21st.
August 21st, okay.
Any comments, considerations, or amendments?
My last name has 2 R's.
Ah,
You sure?
thought I had that.
Okay.
down.
Sorry.
Oh, I had it on there. 2 R's. Okay, thank you.
It's okay, I'm not.
Yeah. Oh, I didn't have it right on the last one.
Good.
I don't
Thank you.
think. Oh, no, I did.
Can I say something on this after we
Yep.
accept them, or should I say it before? Because I think this was how we said it. I just think that, when it says we've decided the divider between the east and west section and stuff. We have to be careful that people aren't confused over what can be in those areas, and we need to look at what the underlying zoning is, I think.
Okay. Did you want to amend it, Carol? Or
I
is
don't
it
think
okay?
we said that, so I can't amend it.
Oh, I watched it on Zoom,
Yeah,
on
yeah.
YouTube, too.
Yes, so, yeah,
Okay.
that's
There was a
why.
lot of open conversation.
Right, right.
And it was
Right.
discussed that
Yeah,
Coopertown
yeah,
Brook was divider for
right, that's how
east
people
and
think
west.
about it, but yeah. So I don't think
You don't
we
have
can,
to
Call
amend
it
do
the
you?
downtown.
I don't think we can mend it, I just
Okay,
think
yeah,
we should
all right.
think about that as
Sure.
we're going along.
Okay.
that's all.
All right, thanks, Carol. Anybody else? Comments, considerations, amendments? Okay. All right, hear a motion to approve as presented? Second? All right, all those in favor, roll call vote. Linda?
Linda Brown, aye.
Carol Gogolinski, aye.
Bob Manerick, aye.
Ross Smith, aye.
Mike Swicker, aye.
Gordon Larrabee, aye.
Rich Preston, aye. Thank you. So another piece of business that I missed last meeting, there's a proposed master plan meeting schedule, and this is just through the end of 2024. You should have one in front of you. And does anyone have any comments, considerations regarding the proposed schedule?
You need a motion to approve it?
You hear a second?
I'll second.
Roll call vote. Linda?
Who made the motion? Mike?
Michael?
Oh, Linda Brown, aye.
Oh, Carol Gogolinski, aye.
Bob Manerick, aye.
Ross Smith, aye.
Mike Swicker, aye.
Gordon Larrabee, aye.
Rich Preston, aye. Thank you.
Just to let you know, I can't make the September 12th or the November 14th.
Okay,
Those are the off days.
all right.
But I will still take the minutes on YouTube.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
So with us once again from CMRPC is Emily and Sam. We didn't scare you off last meeting, so that's a good thing. You're here back-to-back meetings. Thank you. So where are we going tonight? What do you think?
So, I've got more things to pass out.
Okay.
So,
We like that.
yes.
Thank you so much.
This earlier.
Yep.
Thank you.
So, after our discussion last week, Sam and I pulled together a draft of this survey, so I figure I will share this on my screen as well, and then just go kind of page by page here and get thoughts, see if we captured everything, if there's any changes we want to make, so that is my plan for tonight, as well as maybe we can just take a few minutes, make sure we save some time at the end just to go over promotional strategies, because I want some feedback on that as well. So I'll just go share the screen. Okay, so we start with an introduction page. Also, if you have any feedback on like formatting and colors and things like that, I also will take that feedback as well. I don't know if there's like a town color or something that we could maybe use.
The town is blue and white, the school is blue and white.
Blue and white, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I'm always a big fan of large
Large
print text.
print.
Yeah. Yeah. The older I get, the more I'm a fan.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's another thing I should say. This is just kind of, I'll make sure when we actually get the survey out and printed, the formatting that SurveyMonkey just like outputs, it's a little funky if you can see with some of the picture questions. So we'll make sure that all looks good and stuff, but that's just how it outputted when I exported it. Okay, so.
Oh, yeah.
So the intro, we're just thanking them, the community for taking this survey, a little introduction on what is a master plan and why this is important for the town. Yeah, saying that the survey will take about 15 to 20 minutes. Maybe we'll just say this will take about 15 minutes.
Yeah,
So
right.
don't scare people away.
There you go.
Yeah, because I think,
He's pushing it at 20.
yeah. Well, we're gonna have paper copies available for pickup and drop off. Yeah, anything else important you think we should have on this kind of first page here? Do we think it's maybe a little too long? People are not gonna read this?
I think it's a nice cover page. It gives you a simple, kind of paraphrased orientation. You know. You can only condense it so much, right?
No, that's the thing. I mean, we will have like a landing page, right, on the website, either on the town website or
A landing page.
like for the master plan. So like if people want to learn more, we could say, if you want to learn more about this process and stay updated, like visit this link.
Oh,
I don't know
okay,
if
yeah.
that's ready yet, but
Yeah, and that would be
The
linked in here.
Master plan website is operational. I just have to do some edits to it, but any links you want to provide, I can add to it.
oh, okay, great. So that's on the town's website.
It's great.
Should it maybe be, where paper copies are available, maybe in bold letters so people see that?
Definitely.
Because like you said, it's at the bottom of the page, so they might look at the first paragraph and skip the rest.
Is this,
Or have that first, or let it be known
Yeah.
how easy it is maybe to get it and to drop it off.
Yeah.
is this going to be on that monkey thing?
Monkey,
yeah.
monkey, she said, yeah.
Survey Monkey,
Survey
yeah.
Monkey.
Yeah, so what I'm
So
showing
some
you right
people
now-
won't even have to take this page, they can
Right.
do it right online, okay?
Yeah, exactly. So what I'm sharing on the screen is how it's gonna look online.
Okay.
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 This is like a preview
Yeah.
mode of it.
Quick little question too, kind of relating to what Mike just said, where paper copies, if you put that in bold, can we swap those two sentences too? And maybe put the entire survey should take 15 minutes after saying paper copies are available? Just
Yeah.
a thought, I don't know.
And then maybe you should, put the thing too about the Survey Monkey too, and how they would find that.
Yeah, so if someone's like, for example, at the library, they see a paper copy and they're like, I don't want to fill this out, I'd rather take it on my phone when I
Right.
get home or something.
Right.
I think I'll add like a QR code to it and a link.
Oh, there you go.
Scan it with their
Yeah.
phone
Right.
and then take it home
Yeah.
whenever.
Yeah,
Now, will this be able to be linked to Facebook or something?
Yeah, we'll be able to do all that.
So we
yeah.
could link it to, because, like I said, there are people in town that are on Facebook all the time looking for their lost dogs and everything else. It seems like the more people that are on that than they are, that ever come to the town hall or do anything.
Yeah, I've definitely had the most success in the past, just online, social media, through
Yeah,
that.
so
The
that-
town website,
Yeah.
a lot of people use the town website. Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't think as much as they like that social media on what's going on. Now they're all squawking about when they're going to spray or something, but it keeps people, they kind of look to see what's going on.
yeah, right. That's where the action is, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, this is it, it's a new world, it's,
In many ways, it's replaced
It used to
local
be the liquor
newspapers.
store, Now it's,
yeah, that's true, you're right.
Yeah, We Are Dynamic Douglas, I think, has almost 7,000
Yeah.
members,
Yeah.
right? It's
But you've
it's a
got to
good tool.
join it.
I'm sorry?
It's something you have to become a
Correct.
member of.
Right,
Yeah, you get a request.
Just like
to join.
Facebook.
yeah, you
And
got
I don't belong to either one. I don't need 8 million likes of people I don't know. So I have a question for Matt Benoit. Now, on the town website, the master plan is, I had to hunt for it, and it's only under community development.
Right,
So
yeah.
is there, I even did a search on the
Right.
homepage, and it didn't come up with that, where
Yeah,
I could find
I'm
it.
having some issues with it with IT. Like, I'm able to find it when I run a search, but I can't go directly to it from the webpage, and that's a bit of a problem. So I'm still working out the kinks with it with IT, but I was hoping it would be operational today, but there's still some issues with
Well,
it.
I could get into
But I'll have
it
it,
once
I'll
I
have it
found
figured
it.
out.
But we need to tell people in here, if it says visit the town website, how are they going to find it if it's not on government boards and commissions, or even on the planning board.
Even if it's temporarily on the front page.
On the homepage, yeah.
Well,
because
it would be
it's-
there for a
this
few
is-
months.
Well, right, where this isn't a 20-year deal, it's going to be for a little bit, maybe so people see it, once they go to the first page, it's highlighted in a different color to let people know it is here.
Yeah.
Go to blah, blah.
Well, say what you can do,
Run it on the
Matt.
cover page.
Yeah, Matt, can we put
If
something on the homepage, front and
possible.
Yeah,
center,
I can ask about that, absolutely.
and with a link or what have you?
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of stuff in there now, it's just to find it. I
Right.
had
Okay.
to open up every single board, and I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
I wouldn't have thought to look under community
yeah.
development.
Free beer, click,
So-
and then we get the survey.
That would have been the
Yeah,
first
right,
place I
right.
looked.
Really? Community development, yeah, because that's, because
Because it is.
We're kind of involved with it, though, that's probably why.
Okay.
thank you, Matt.
Yeah.
All right, you want to keep going? All right. The first section I had here was housing. So we asked, in what ways are you connected with Douglas? So we get a sense of who is taking this survey, if they're living here and a renter, if they own their home here, if they work here. And these square boxes mean they can select, I think that's how it appears here. They can select all that apply. So they could select working and owning a house in Douglas. Or for people, I added one at the end, I used to live in Douglas.
I think that's
Maybe
interesting.
someone's-
Yeah.
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 Maybe they want to come back.
Yeah.
Maybe this would make them.
That's it.
Right. Then, number 2, I'm definitely open to rephrasing this or something, but this is kind of what I put in, because we were talking about how there's kind of an issue of people are moving here, you know, for the school system or something, and then they move out once their kids have graduated. So I phrased this as, how important is it for you to remain in Douglas as you age into retirement? I kind of started thinking maybe we should ask, how long do you plan to live here? But I'm curious on your thoughts on that, on how we should kind of phrase something like that.
I have a question, I have a point about that. Instead of saying age into retirement, I'd say as you get closer to retirement, get closer towards retirement, might be a better way to say that.
As you approach retirement age or what have you.
Approach retirement, yeah.
I think it's a really good question because it would inform whether we need to look at over 55 housing and what have you.
Definitely a relevant question.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or you can get somebody like me that's aged but not retired.
Never going to retire.
Never. Take me out feet first.
What's retirement?
I'm never retiring.
How do you guys feel about rewording it to being like, how long do you plan to stay in or live in Douglas? And then giving them like 5 years, 10 years, and so on as options?
I like that better because I'm already retired. And I would want to live here forever. So this doesn't apply to me because I've already aged into retirement and I'm there. So,
Or even put retirement as one of the, like 5 years, 10 years, 20 years.
Yeah, I plan to retire here.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can do
Yeah,
that.
there you go.
You like that better?
Yeah.
All right.
Retirement age is different for different people.
Right.
Some people wanted to retire at 50, some 55. Carol and I, never happens.
Exactly.
As long as you're burning wood, Bob, you're never gonna.
That's right.
All right, on question number 3, if I want to move forward, it's kind of a ranking question based on your concern. So there's 3 different columns. I'm very concerned, I'm moderately concerned, I am not concerned. So we asked, please rank your concern for each of the following housing issues. Take a look, if there's anything you think I'm missing or anything that doesn't really apply, we can make some changes. There is an option at the bottom saying, please describe any other housing issue that you are concerned about in Douglas, just in case any of the ones listed didn't really cover it for folks.
Well, our flex bylaw talks about, I believe, 55 plus housing. I believe it mentions it as 55 plus.
Correct.
Yeah, so we may want to adjust that to say 55 instead of 60
Sure.
to be consistent with the regulation.
So, kind of concerned the way it's questioned and the way it's answered. Rank your concern for each of the following housing issues in Douglas. So this is already saying that we have issues in Douglas. Like I said, lack of affordable housing. Can we just put affordable housing for low to moderate instead of lack of?
Yeah, that's
And
a
also
really
like high costs, we just can put cost of taxes and utilities. Rents for purchase, it's already kind of admitting we have,
A lack of, right?
Yeah.
It's already been established if
Right.
it's worded this way.
Yeah.
But you know what? You're asking, are they concerned that we don't have it? If you put affordable housing for low to moderate income people, they could put, I am concerned because I don't want it here. So you're not
yeah,
getting,
you're not getting the right
you're
answer,
not
true
getting-
answer.
not getting the true answer.
That's true.
What do you mean? We don't want that in our town. I'm very concerned. So you got to ask them, so you get, not that we're trying to, sometimes you can ask things to get the questions you want, but we want to know what they actually are answering.
Yeah.
Or we can even put down, do you not want it there? I don't know, but.
Well, I had written in the minutes.
Yeah.
For population and housing.
Yeah.
Add choices listed as most to least favorite types of housing and styles, which.
Oh, that's number 4.
Oh, okay.
Oh, is
We
it?
will get to that, yeah.
Okay, so maybe I didn't get it to the next page. That might be taken care of there.
No, but I understand what you're saying.
Well,
We
if
can
you,
definitely rephrase it.
if you think about it, the way it's worded
Yeah.
right now, let's say lack of affordable housing, the second one down. If you don't like it, you're going to say, I'm not concerned.
Right.
But if you take out the word lack of and
Yeah.
start off with affordable housing, I am very concerned, so you're going to flop columns.
Right, you don't know for sure what they were
Depends
answering.
how, you're going to get the same answer, but in a different column in
Yeah,
how you word
different
it.
context.
And it doesn't necessarily mean you're going to get them in different columns, because one would be affordable housing. Somebody would say, yes, I'd really like to have affordable housing, so he's going, the other person, I don't want that here, and he's got the same thing, so they're canceling each
Yeah,
other's.
or high cost of taxes and utilities. Move towards Boston and see what you pay for taxes.
Right.
Or rents.
True.
Yeah, so get rid of all the lack and the high.
In terms of the way the question's phrased, because we're asking about people's kind of perspective, should we be asking like, what do you think the town should like prioritize?
So like the first one, so a lack of affordability, the affordability of housing for seniors 55 and over. I'm very concerned about it or not concerned about it.
I think the lax is good. It shows us where we are, so we'll know what they're answering. Otherwise, we're not going to know what they're answering, how they really feel. We're not going to know if they want it or they don't want it. This way, he will know if they want it or they don't want it.
Could you add another column, needed or not needed?
How about the question, housing concerns in Douglas instead of issues? Because the answers are concerns. I'm concerned, moderately concerned,
Yeah.
not concerned. So housing concerns will kind of
Instead of issues.
flow into the answer.
Issues is
It
negative.
just kind of tells me that we've got problems. That's kind of what the question's throwing at
But
me.
And I
as I
understand.
read it, that's, I just don't know how other people will read it.
Yeah,
Well, the thing is,
and I understand what the concern, because the concern could be taken either way. The concern for or against.
Right.
But we're not specifying for or against.
so that's why I think we have to use the whack word, so we know what answer they're coming up with.
Yeah,
Yeah, what I'm saying is if we leave that in the answer,
Yeah.
I think we should kind of smooth the question a little bit.
But to say, that it sounds like we have problems, we do have problems.
yeah.
There is no,
There's no sugarcoating it. That's reality.
As do most
It's the truth.
communities.
That's why it's on here.
I just saw, I did a lot of affordable housing in my years. And I just saw one it was a small ranch that I put up, a 26 by 48-foot ranch with a 2-car garage under it. Just is on the market for $529,000.
Yeah.
That's not exactly affordable.
Yeah.
So,
So, what, maybe leave it the way it is?
I think we leave it the way it is.
Now that I kind of read it a few,
I agree with Carol. I agree with Carol on this. I think she's spot on.
Yeah.
Her logic.
Yep.
Leave it the way it is.
'cause it kind of hones the,
Yeah.
it hones the answer.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because we know what they're answering.
Yep.
Right.
Yeah, okay, leave it as is.
Yeah.
Yep.
And did we want to change the word issues to concerns, though?
I don't think so.
That's okay.
I would say just leave it.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right. Full circle on that.
An issue doesn't necessarily have to be bad, so.
Right. Just when I first read it, that's kind of
Yeah, I
how
know.
I took it, you know?
Yeah, I know what
I
you're saying.
agree, yeah.
But that's why we got a good group here, we can talk it out.
Interesting, while we're on housing, not to digress, but, they just passed the Affordable Homes Act.
Right,
At the state level, that's going to bring some changes.
Yeah.
Including accessory apartments by right, no more permits
right.
come February.
Yeah,
However, if you read it closely,
50% of the,
that is only in single-family zones.
Right.
That it's not in the multi, or the duplex zone. But what's interesting is, and I think they're going to be coming down on us, because they would assume that they're allowed in the single, well, they're only allowed by special permit, and they haven't been giving out the permits for it. Because I got a neighbor of mine, there's 7 duplexes behind him, this fellow, and they made him do an accessory apartment instead of putting a duplex. And it was in, I'll tell you after who it is, I don't want to go out on the thing, all right? Okay.
But there's some changes. and
Yeah.
That's going to affect.
Well, the
us, I
other
think.
change too is that
Executive session.
they used to make you merge a lot, okay? If you had like a 1 acre lot that was developed, say, in 1980, when it was 1 acre and 200 feet of frontage, and you had another acre lot that was 1 acre and 200 feet of frontage, well, then, about 5 years later, it says, no, we got to have 2 acres. So you only had so much time, and then they merged. That's gone back. That's now a legal lot again. I read every word.
Yeah, I guess so.
All right, do you want to go into number 4? All right, so if it looks funny on your papers, you can take a look at the screen. This is how it's
There we go.
look. It looks a lot better.
Awesome.
Yeah. So let me know what you think about, the phrasing of the question, the pictures, if there's anything missing. So I'll just go through them. We've got small.
Having it laid out like that, it's nice.
Yeah, it looks
That's real
really
nice,
nice.
yeah.
They're all the same size,
Yeah.
So I'll make sure when we have printed copies, it looks like.
Okay, now that duplex, that should be over on the next street, on the next picture. Okay. Do you ever think of getting some pictures of some of the houses we actually have in town? I know that we're getting into these other ones way at the end, the townhouses and everything. I don't think we have any of those. But, I don't know.
I think it's more of a generic question. They're trying to get a feel for what.
Like somebody could do this cottage type, want to do this cottage type thing, and somebody might say, oh, that's cute, yeah, I'd rather see that than this, on 2 acres.
Yeah,
But the photos are helpful. It's kind of a visual survey of what's out there.
I don't like that at all.
By chance, in this, I didn't see it, do you have single-family home with accessory apartment?
Yeah, accessory dwelling units or in-law apartments.
Well, it could be
Yeah, I see it, okay.
attached.
Yep.
Yeah, they can be attached, or they can be separate now.
Yeah, I could put attached or detached
Yes.
in
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
That'd be perfect, thank you.
Tiny homes.
I threw tiny homes in there, you never know, maybe people really
Hey,
want
that's
them.
pretty hot in some places.
Yeah, it is.
Oh, yeah.
It really is.
Yep.
I put a couple different kinds of senior housing, so I put like a retirement or active adult community, you know, it's usually like duplexes with like golf course or pool or clubhouse, something like that, versus assisted living or memory care, so more services are available.
Tiny.
Yeah, anything missing, anything,
I like that.
want to swap out the picture, doesn't work for you?
Looks like there was a photo missing on one of the checkboxes.
Oh, yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Yeah, right there.
Conversion, I have a photo in mind I'm gonna use. I went for a walk in my neighborhood last night and I saw like a perfect house that would be, I just need to go snap a picture of it and add it in there.
You know, one of the things that, am I not reading, one of the things that I don't see here is, you know, like places to fix your car.
Oh, she's on question 5.
What do you
Oh.
mean?
All these, what,
Oh,
Skipping
so
ahead.
we're moving on?
oh, I didn't know we hadn't moved on.
Oh. Oh, you're on.
What house are you gonna live in?
Still zooming.
I'm still,
Yeah.
we're still, I thought we looked,
Trying to keep us moving here, Carol?
yeah, yeah.
All right.
Okay, all right, we can move on to number 5. All right, so now we're on economic development. So yeah, which of the following types of businesses do you feel are needed in Douglas? So you took a look and said, yeah, like a auto body car repair shop.
Right.
Well, we do have a couple.
Well,
There's-
but we
There
do-
used to be
Not-
Terriers.
Yeah, well,
Maury's.
even over here, when your transmission falls apart, Ross is gonna fix it for you.
Yes, so we do have that.
We do, but Ross is no kid.
Well,
So, I mean, the thing is that, okay, so now these people, you know, go out of
And it's-
business.
and it's what
And they're going,
people-
we don't really want those in town. Well, yes, we do need those
no.
things in town.
Again, it's concerns, what do people want to see?
So we think we should at least put it down that they think they need that.
Yeah.
What about, you know, do we have anything for gas stations?
There was gas stations.
Was there a gas
Oh,
station?
there was, I think I deleted it. I'll add gas stations
Yeah.
back
Yeah.
then.
And the other thing could be in the industrial areas, commercial, industrial, you know, repair, sales. You know, you could have rental house, you could have
Yeah,
truck shop, you're having enough warehouses around here on the heavier side.
right. Well, the other-
Commercial, industrial repair facility, you know?
Yeah. But what about, you know, people that actually sell cars or equipment or stuff like that? I don't know.
Yeah.
So having grown up in Auburn, which is loaded with car sales lots,
Yeah,
they're not really great tax generators for their giant parking lots, obviously.
Right.
They take up a lot of real estate and they don't typically fill up their lots very often. So I don't know if we have the kind of land to support that type of use anywhere in town.
Okay, but what you're doing now is you're putting your opinion on this. We want to know the opinions of the people from the town, so I think we should put it in there and see what they want.
Yeah, whether it
Because
gets
that's
checked
what we're
off- whether it
asking
gets
for,
checked
right?
off,
Like they
but
could say, you know, that they don't think they need that,
Right.
okay?
There is
But-
another,
At least they have the right to say it, that's all.
there is another,
Sure.
Another what?
another.
Other
Oh, other.
box they can write in.
Yeah, but I think, you know, I think we should put these things down, and then other is besides. I mean, I think what's great about other is that there are people who might come up with ideas that none of us have ever heard of. And
Yeah.
wow, that's a good idea, because there's a lot of smart people out there.
Yeah.
Should we qualify the first two? Those are big. Grocery stores and pharmacies to chain or franchise. Grocery stores, chain or franchise, pharmacies. some of the bigger entities, because obviously the independents are kind of passé, and,
Like in parentheses. But
well, I know, it'd be nice to have a, you know, it might be nice to go grocery shopping in town, and most of them, you know, a lot of the Market Baskets and the Shaws and the, something like that would be nice.
I think if we get a grocery store or a pharmacy, it's gonna be,
It's going to be a chain.
Gonna be a chain.
Yeah, more than likely. But just to
Because it gets-
bring that home, what we're looking for, we want something big, that's one-stop shopping,
Right.
and a pharmacy, so you don't have to go out of town for prescriptions.
Yeah.
Yep.
should we put like, for example, Market Basket?
Yeah.
i.e., yeah, exactly.
CVS for pharmacies and Walgreens, whatever.
I like Wegmans.
Don't have
I don't see that going.
doctor
I
offices?
think we healthcare services.
Oh,
That-
yeah.
that
Oh, I
would
see
be
it
it,
there,
yeah.
yeah.
Healthcare services.
That would take care of
Urgent care center, and-
doctors, dentists, I would think. Oh, but personal services, then they get it down to dentists and hair
Yeah.
salons.
Yeah.
We do have some of those.
Yep, we do. We're lucky we have some. of those.
Yeah.
And notice you have clean energy employers on there, with solar and wind. I can tell you how this town feels about large-scale solar fields right now.
And wind.
Well, I guess we're gonna find
hot
out
air.
with our, when we ask for the answers on this, huh?
That box
see,
will probably be
yeah.
blank on a lot. Yep.
Solar would be more of like a land use though, than it's.
Or add to that clean energy or
Yeah.
something, thinking about like the chargers we have out here,
Oh, the EV.
you know? Is that, it's not a business. Well, I guess
It's gonna be a
It
business,
is.
I would
Absolutely.
think.
People that are like servicing them,
like a remote,
just getting them set
okay.
up.
Get
That's
enough
how I
cars,
interpreted it.
people with
Yeah,
those kind of cars.
they do.
Are those usually based in town or is it just?
You don't need one like per town, but like, I guess it's just, it is kind of a weird one because it's not something that consumers would necessarily be,
Yeah.
like, it's not like for the town. It is kind of a weird one to put it because it's just like a service.
Right.
But then we do have like legal services in here, so I guess it doesn't.
What are you saying? I can't hear you.
We were questioning whether it makes sense to include, because we're not talking about in this question adding solar panels. We're just talking about having businesses that would set up solar panels.
Yeah.
Oh, I
Or
see.
businesses that could like service existing solar panels. So we're wondering if that makes sense to include, but I guess it, it doesn't hurt. Because we do have like other services, like we have like lawyers' offices and
Right.
dentists
Right.
included.
Could we
so-
just put clean energy sales and service type of thing, qualify it?
Yeah, sure.
We had one, they went to Auburn, then they went bankrupt.
Then he went kaput.
Yeah,
Leaves a lot of those go kaput.
We used to work a lot, do a lot of work on their trucks. And my God, you could almost see what was coming just by the way they maintain, yeah. Well, by the way they maintain their vehicle. Hey, it needs this and this and this. We'll just do that.
Any other thoughts on economic development?
Seems pretty good.
Oh, yeah. Carrie makes good sense of that.
Good, good,
Nothing leaves.
good, good. Very good,
We do have one more economic
Smart woman.
development
She's
question.
good at that.
very good.
Number 6. This one, I don't know. We were talking about adding a map here, but I was like, why not a picture? So we
Yeah.
We can swap out this picture. This is a quick one I got from like Google Maps. So we're asking what activities and amenities would increase your visits to the downtown area of Douglas? Correct me if I'm using the wrong phrasing there.
Downtown is correct.
Perfect.
Right, downtown, that's exactly.
And then hopefully I got a pretty good, this is, yep, okay, perfect. So we've got a few different things here, but if there's anything else, just let me know.
Yeah, we used to have street trees. Well, actually, I think there's a couple in front of the library
It's hard to get trees this, in,
that don't die.
I mean, I see Douglas, Whitensville put them up, but a lot of them are starting to die.
Yeah.
But I guess you just plant another one.
Is there anything else we go out of town for you'd like to see on this list? Or do we kind of cover it?
What, for downtown?
Anywhere in the
Shopping options, professional services, those two checkboxes cover a lot.
Yeah,
Right.
true.
Or think of towns that you like to visit when you go on vacation. Like, what do they have that like Douglas doesn't necessarily have? Like, I love going to like Cape Cod and stuff. Like, what is-
I was gonna say the ocean.
Cape Cod instead of go to Douglas.
The Great Lakes. So,
All you have to do is just go to Putnam. We were there this week twice.
Yep.
They've got a river, we've got a river. They've got a big walkway, we've got nothing.
Yeah.
Their restaurants are packed.
Yep.
We had to drive around for half an hour to find one parking
Yep.
space.
Yep.
And that's in the last 20 years. They've transformed
Absolutely.
that town.
They took an old railroad station and just built around it.
Right.
Yeah.
Carol had mentioned something.
Have you been to
about
Putnam?
Beach Street.
Yes,
One of
I
the
actually
meetings.
perform there every year in a
Oh,
little
do you?
orchestra.
I've been chatting
Yes.
about
Oh, cool.
It's very fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a cool little town.
Feel like you have down, I can see a little clamshell.
Yeah, right.
and
So what makes Putnam stand out?
guitar and.
Well, it was
riverwalk.
sort of an old mill town,
Go to the
and then they started putting in restaurants.
Start that from Beach
There's
Street.
also a community
the
theater
only thing
there,
I'm gonna say on
Town?
Putnam, I
Okay.
drive by.
and it just
there
grew and
when
grew
that
and grew.
time, too.
Now it's a destination.
They have a lot of
All right.
town-owned property.
So it's sort of built around like the,
That's true.
We don't.
Right.
You're
the
gonna start taking land
Restaurants
by
and
eminent
theater?
domain?
Yeah, there was a
You know,
cafe and a
Jack
restaurant,
Nichols-
and then more
Jack
and more
Nichols
and more.
along the river.
And now the
Huh?
people go to
Jack
eat and and
He
be
owns along the
entertained.
river. I've talked to him. He's willing to work with us if he can have a place that he could have a little extra parking. Now, how often does he need parking? Not too often.
Yeah.
And he seems that, you know, he just gets pushed away with the Conservation Commission.
Yeah, and that land hasn't been used since I can remember.
Yeah, and he'd be willing to work with us. I know he would.
Since the axe mill was there.
Well, you gotta get conservation on board, because that's
Well-
all 200-foot river.
It is.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
and which I totally agree with and understand. I mean, the idea is like I was saying though, who owns private and how to work with that.
Right.
Where it's not town-owned. Where Putnam, you have the dam there and all them areas, the parking lot and all that.
Right.
It's all owned by the town.
Yeah.
So it's easy to do.
Well, the
You
other,
can make a walkway when you already own the land. But when you need to go through the process or start the process.
but if we have a landowner that's willing to work with us,
Right.
Right, well, that's
it's not
something
like we've
that,
got somebody who,
to
because I've talked to him more than once, and he is willing,
to work out.
he's
Yeah,
willing to work.
it's an untapped resource,
So it's
certainly,
an
that whole Riverwalk.
resource there.
Where is this?
There's a river, Mumford River that goes through town.
Mumford River?
Yeah, and it's been discussed that it may be a resource to utilize in terms of a river walk or
I
what
think
have you.
A lot of people to
Yeah.
the downtown area.
What happened with Putnam is, you know, they had all those antique shops there, and that brought in a lot of people. They don't have too many, only one antique shop, the people aren't into antiques anymore, so
Less
that's,
and less, yeah.
yeah.
I
But
was-
they
I
still
was-
got a good business going
Say
there.
that. Drive through Putnam on a Sunday afternoon, I'll
Yeah.
tell you what,
Yeah.
it's packed.
Oh, it is?
We went
Oh,
into
yeah.
the two antique stores, and it was crowded.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They
2 weeks
turned,
ago.
it's a destination now, it's where you want to go.
2 weeks ago, they shut down all the streets, and
Car
they had a
show.
car show.
I know.
Yeah, I was there
Yeah.
with my dune buggy.
I know where it all is.
But of course, they were parking along all over the place.
Right.
It was pretty good.
Yeah, they have a lot of events there.
They do.
I perform there once a year. I'm in like a little orchestra. And
Oh,
Yeah.
They have
yeah. Oh,
concerts, like they have
Yeah.
bandstand.
They have the movie theater still in
Yeah.
town,
The movie theater.
Yeah,
you know, and stuff like that. So, I mean, anything can be done, don't
Right.
get me wrong. But they already had a lot of that established area
Right.
to work with.
well, Putnam was a pretty big town in its
Yes, it
day.
The Woolworth store's still there? Is it Woolworth's or?
Montgomery Ward.
Montgomery Ward.
Well, the building's there.
Was, yeah. Still there, yeah.
Yeah. No, Putnam was a pretty good-sized town.
Yep.
I mean, that antique shop on the corner, that's like 4 stories. That was
Yep.
like a regular department store.
Yeah, I'm looking at the map now. All the businesses on Main Street, their property is on the river, right on the river, extends to the river. It's on the other side.
Right,
That entire piece, 3.74 acres, is owned by Jackman.
that's right.
Totally
Yeah.
undeveloped.
Yeah.
It'd be the north side.
And you said the town owns some of the property down there?
No,
Town
town
doesn't own
owns
anything.
Nothing?
zero.
Okay. And that's a thing.
And that's not the only section of the Mumford,
Right.
Right.
you know. It goes-
What about where it goes up by the ballpark? Who owns
Yeah.
that? On the other
I
side of the street?
can't answer that.
I think the town.
Town of
owns it all the-
Douglas.
all the
There you
way up
go.
to,
Town of
Yeah, where the
Douglas.
parking lot is.
up
Yeah.
to yes,
But
that's-
he's looking
that's
on the
along
other side of the
Soldiers
river too.
Field.
The other side of the river is Town
I'm
of Douglas.
next
No,
to
that's-
Soldiers Field
that's-
Road, that is all Douglas.
Up to Yacino Drive, I think,
There you
right?
go.
Roughly.
Yeah.
It's all Douglas.
I think there was an axe mill in there too.
Yeah, so
It got
we've
flooded
got-
out.
Yeah.
And that's
The backside
considered
of Middlebrook,
downtown.
I wanna say.
That is downtown, yeah.
Yeah. So maybe we could add, with the street, the
this
last
is-
one there, streetscape, Riverwalk.
No, it's
Yeah.
going the other way.
So at
It's the
that-
opposite.
Yeah.
Okay. So this is Yacino Drive on the back
Thank
side.
you.
Or Mumford Riverwalk.
On the
Ball
backside of
field.
the ball field.
Yep.
It's a great
I mean, they did a nice, it's not
thought
real
it
big, but in
listed it.
Manchester, they got a nice one. Have you been up there? Behind the old fire station, behind what used to be the library, now it's the.
Oh, yeah,
Puckey
yeah,
Hub-
it's like a
Puckey
park
Huddle.
there now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can walk along there, because they got a
Yeah.
beautiful waterfalls. It's very pretty.
All right.
It shows it going all the way.
All right, so
after
that's
I
what we
cross
had for
to
economic
Cummings Cove, right?
development.
Yep, number
Yeah.
7.
Next section is land use.
Ooh, how come we got a blank
For
page?
now.
I don't know, it just printed weird, but I promise it won't be
If
like
this is going
that.
to be a survey,
Yeah,
if we could narrow it down to half of the pages, I think.
definitely. So this one,
Yeah.
just to give people something to reference when we're asking about future land use. So Sam had put together this map of land use and land cover.
Now, this picture could be bigger.
Yes, I was just gonna say.
I can't-
We need to have
Yeah.
a very large, because this can affect a lot of people in a lot of different ways. Immensely.
Yeah.
So you almost need the entire page
A full page, correct.
of a map, and then even your graph on your color, maybe even on a separate
On the-
page next to it. But,
Or a strip on the side, maybe.
or something, but you definitely need a major,
Maybe you need it like a
Full
centerfold
page.
onto 2 pages.
Yeah, because you can't really distinguish any colors,
But if
right?
we did
Green
it,
and
made it
yellow,
bigger
that's
as a centerfold,
As a fold out, yeah.
yeah,
yeah, maybe a fold out.
yeah, a centerfold.
I mean,
Yeah, we could make it like a 11
By
by,
17.
yeah.
because this can change a lot of things in town.
Is
Yeah.
land use and land cover, is the most recent 2016? We don't have anything more recent than
There,
that?
yeah, the state hasn't released a new one yet, so it is pretty outdated. But we could couple this with the zoning map, and that would help definitely in informing some of the land use questions.
Compare and contrast
Yeah,
land use versus what it could be.
Maybe they're using this for the mosquito map too.
Yeah.
That's why we're
Interesting.
uninformed.
Yeah, you can't even tell what that means. So,
What percentage of the land would you say is forested under that category? It's more than I thought.
State forest, a lot of it's forested, but state
Yeah, I
forest is
forget
like
the
20% of the whole town.
Actually, more, it's 25%, I think.
Is it 25, 26,
Yeah.
27 was the last.
Yeah, as the whole town.
A chart with it, breaking it.
And we do have
little under
quite a bit of town.
Yeah, we can.
owned
We do that,
open
we do that
space.
for all the master plans in the actual plan itself, but it would be good to have that in the survey.
What's that?
Breaking up the percentages of all the different like land cover types.
We'll
Yep,
have like a chart
Yep.
showing it.
Yeah.
so
Awesome.
you need to find out how much is state forest and then how much the town owns quite a bit of open space as well.
Right.
Couple hundred, I think.
A couple hundred acres.
Sure.
Yeah, so we can have a table of
Caves.
land cover and then a table of ownership
Caves.
Yep.
You went
percentages.
up there.
Good.
You went?
No, I didn't, I never went.
People would be good in there.
I guess it was
Yeah.
Mary Lynn.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a long time ago.
Survey results.
They've,
Yeah.
And the 60 acres down by.
I haven't seen it. Even, I will.
Yep, there you
which is
go.
the thought that kind of
Yeah.
It's
rolled into my brain the other day, like,
I think so.
hey, we could have fireworks.
Because as far as town-owned property, where all the schools are, it's town-owned property too.
Yeah.
Think about it.
And they were all trails back there. They do that for their,
And even on your column, you could write in there state forest.
Maybe it would too nice.
Because a lot of times land might be for sale, these things don't work. The town maybe doesn't take the right of first refusal, all of a sudden the state forest.
Yeah. Yeah, this is fascinating. State forest versus conservation land versus private.
Okay, so break that down in the question.
Well, in the mapping,
In the map.
yeah,
Okay.
I would
In
think
the
it is.
mapping
That
or,
information is already available in the open space plan.
okay.
Where, that.
okay.
Thanks, Matt.
We could, like, that would be like the open space inventory map. We can just add that to this survey as well.
We need to put it in front of people where they can,
I don't even know how necessary that would be for everyone to see all of the parcels in town that are privately owned and what, I don't think that's really necessary as part of the survey, personally.
Well, I think we need to have all the parcels
The
in
zoning
town
areas.
that are owned by the town. And the state.
Because some people say, oh, we don't need any more open space, you know, we've got, whereas that's the question. What types of use? And that's what the open space is, a type of use.
Well, we're still on the land use piece. Open space is a little further along in the survey, correct?
Well, this is we haven't, the map came first, and then the
Now
next
we're on number
question.
7.
Question 7 is all of a sudden there.
Yeah.
And it-
More of
open
or less
space
of.
is a land use.
Right. Because it has their conservation, permanent protection of open space, that's part of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
in your opinion, what should fall in type 2 land use or less?
Yeah, so people check the box, they check the box, and then they move down further in the survey. They might check those boxes too, but I think
Yep.
it should still be part of this as it is land use, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah, and we're again, we're just looking for people's opinions.
Correct.
We're not putting anything in law and we're just looking for opinions and
Yeah, we're not proposing anything, we're just
Right.
looking for
Right.
stuff.
getting
yeah.
feedback. Yeah, that's what it's,
But
the whole
it
purpose.
does belong in this section.
I think so.
Yeah.
Our job is to give them choices
Yep.
to look at.
yep.
Do you want to talk about the open space thing now?
Oh, yes. So, we actually didn't include any specific open space or recreation questions in this. In the handouts I gave you,
Yeah.
we printed out the results of the survey from the open space and recreation plan 2 years ago. So I really think, yeah, take a look, let me know what you think. I
Okay,
feel like
where
this
is
gives us
that?
a lot to work with.
Right here.
That's the blue one.
Yeah.
Are we going to that
How
now?
many responses were there? It was a lot.
It was 316 responses for this survey.
Yeah, which I think is a good amount to work with.
Yeah.
But you know, if there's anything that's not in those survey results that we want to ask in the master plan, we definitely can. But
So we can look at that later.
Sure.
Yeah, feel free to email us.
Just putting it on your radar.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's well done. It's well presented.
Yeah, it looks great.
What's well tallied.
Yeah. This was 2 years ago?
Yep.
Yeah, 2022.
If they did this now and they had that pickleball on it, it'd be number one. Everybody's going
yeah.
crazy for pickleball.
I just saw them out there playing.
Oh, yeah.
I heard that noise. I was like,
You know,
it's like pickleball.
We didn't have that many people in the seniors, since they got that pickleball. Boy, they really, everybody's
Standing
joined
room
it.
only
Yeah,
down
yeah,
there.
they all want to play pickleball.
They're coming from other towns.
Oh, yeah. We're very fortunate because we have that, and then in the wintertime, we have a gymnasium in this building because it was a school.
Oh, yeah.
So they were able to do pickleball during the winter.
Nice.
So that's pretty good.
Oh, good. Yes.
What's
to
that?
do in the winter.
Oh, there's pickleball?
Yep, pickleball court.
But it wasn't popular 2 years ago like it is now. I never heard of it.
You said you don't play, Carol, right?
Oh, I'm not playing.
Oh, come on.
I looked at it, 20 years ago maybe. Not
One
now.
question I'm just going to throw out there on the Parks and Recreation, where it's talking about youth sports, trail maintenance. This is going to be for
Where are you?
non-items at schools.
What
Because you
pa-
start talking about sports fields and everything else, are you including the school ballparks and ball fields and all that?
Where are you?
Depends on where you.
What page are you on?
What
What
question?
section
The
are you
next
on?
one, number 8. Yeah,
Number 8.
number 8.
Okay.
That's what we're on, number
Are we
8.
done with 7?
I thought we were.
I think we're done with 7 unless there's anything else.
Okay.
Mike, you're like me, we're right ahead of you.
Well, no, I mean, it was quiet on number 7, so I figured everybody was reading number 8.
Okay.
Two-thirds of the way down. Parks and
Gotcha.
Rec.
Okay,
So
so,
that's going to be more towards like Soldier Field and things like that, and not the fields at the schools? Or are we talking about also all the fields and ballparks at the schools and all the parks in town? What all we,
This is
Pick
land
this
use
all up.
still? Oh, no, this is
No,
town services.
number 8.
Yeah, okay, so, because, well, we do include school stuff in town services chapter usually, so I think it's safe to
Yeah.
but
include
it should
that.
be noted here,
Non-school.
non-school fields,
Yeah.
when we're talking about all these items, you know what I'm
Can't
saying?
use a school field.
Keep the two, I would think, separate entities, so that people, everybody knows what specifics are going on.
Yeah.
So
We're talking
add-
about the other side.
Add non-school fields. Add non-school
Yeah.
fields. Is that what you want?
Just
Yes, this does not include
Okay.
school fields.
Just put
This is
non-school for
for-
the Parks and Recreation.
You're right, right.
This is for all the other fields and parks in town.
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah.
Not anything to do with
Non-school.
school property.
Yeah, right.
Non-school property.
Just put non-schools, leave that sentence
Yeah.
with non-school Parks and Recreation.
Yep.
What do you mean by municipal broadband?
Yeah.
Oh, you didn't know?
That was
Oh,
when we
good.
added
I
it.
thought it was the only one.
Okay. Do you want to explain that, Sam?
That would just be like town-sponsored Wi-Fi services, or like it would be run like a utility that, like water and sewer or electric.
So would people get rid of their own,
Wi-Fi? I mean,
like,
broadband.
I'm trying to think of what I have that does my charter. Okay, and I pay them every month.
Yeah,
You mean the town would have it?
yeah, it would be a town-run.
It is highly unlikely that the town would ever take on a municipal broadband service.
Okay.
All right.
All right, we can take that out.
can take it
Yeah, I
out.
think we
Gonna
should
be
get rid of that.
We put that in because there was that question of fiber optic last time, and we thought that would be a good spot to include it. But yeah, we can take it.
Yeah.
Fiber optic here, do we?
I don't know.
No, they're not out, yeah, really.
Could I hate to do this, just circle back very briefly back to 7, recreational.
Yeah.
Under recreational, soccer fields, playgrounds, bike trails are big. And there was a publication recently, they did the top 10 rail trails in
Yeah, yeah.
Massachusetts, and Douglas is number 2.
Oh, wow. That's good.
That's beautiful. And it's so flat, there's no hills.
That's because it was the railroad, yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, what was the number 2 one?
Bike trail, rail trail, former rail beds.
Oh, okay.
Actually, this is I can show you the publication.
Of course, I was on paved. I know that I've got some
They did the
cousins
top
that
10 in
have,
the state.
elderly cousins that are visiting from Florida, and they took their Segways, and they went all the way down to Blackstone, down
cool.
towards
Look,
Blackstone on a paved
Yeah.
thing.
That's cool.
They do have that, but Douglas is vehemently opposed.
Yeah.
Horseback riders do not want that net paved.
So that's all I had, sorry. Just wanted to circle
No,
back
got
on
that.
that.
I got it done.
Well, so do we want to include like trails in general then? And then have bike trails be like on the list?
Yeah, there are hiking trails in town too, especially in the state forest.
Yeah, there's a lot in the state forest.
Yeah, well, we could have like active recreation and passive recreation.
Yeah, that would be good. And that would help, yeah, make up for like the lack of the open space question since we have the other survey.
So
There
we're
are a lot of
we're adding,
mountain bikers.
an
Yeah,
answer?
yeah.
Is
Going
that
through
what
the
we're doing?
trail.
Yeah, and number 7,
Yeah.
we're breaking recreation into 2 categories.
Okay.
So active recreation, which is like athletic fields, right?
Yeah, and like I think playgrounds is lumped into that.
Yeah.
What's
Okay.
passive recreation?
Like bird watching, hiking,
Oh,
stuff like that.
Yeah.
Watching the tide come in.
But are you still,
I was gonna say taking a nap.
so we don't need to add like trail?
No, we will
We'll
add
add
bike trail.
yeah.
Bike trail would be,
It's just an example.
Yeah.
bike trail would be,
Oh,
I think,
okay.
active.
yeah. Oh, I think so.
There's
I'll
sort of
double
a-
check the definition.
Yeah.
Say that's
But, yeah.
pretty active.
On the town services and facilities, public parking
That's the problem.
isn't here at all,
Okay.
I think there was
I don't
something
think.
about it somewhere.
or is it?
Oh, did I read that in the other?
I think it was way back in the other survey.
Yeah, like
There
they
was
were
something
parking.
about parking in downtown.
Could be an economic development, but should it be also, it would be a town service or town facility. If it
Well,
was-
just think of Putnam,
Right.
town-owned land,
Right.
parking.
So
Multiple.
you can have all these trails and all these hike places and parks. You need a place to park.
Yeah.
During COVID, they were parked up and down Route 16.
Yeah.
I was drive through there, I go, yep, these people aren't going to get COVID, but they're all going to have Lyme disease.
And they park there during hunting season.
Oh, yeah?
Yep.
Oh, yeah, more parking is here
Yeah,
for the downtown.
yeah,
Right. But the rest of it on this side will cover any place in town,
yeah.
on the facilities.
Other than that, I don't think we need too much parking, but it's downtown where you really need it.
Yes.
Because even though those people were parked up and down 16 during COVID, it really wasn't a problem.
Yeah, and
16
it
was
depends
wide enough to
what
take it.
trail they want to go
Yeah.
on, too.
Yeah, it wasn't really a problem.
Yeah.
And I think we probably got more use of all those things during COVID that I'm hoping we'll see again ever. There was a lot of people enjoying the state forest, that's for sure.
Right. Anything else missing on number 8? Kind of just went through the annual report and just things.
For this number 9, I'm reading it now, and I'm thinking like it might just make sense for it to be an open response question about town services in general, and then we could say i.e. water and sewer.
Yeah.
How do you guys feel about that?
Other town services, just for the water and sewer.
Well, I'm saying we could do an open response question just for people to answer if they're having any issues with specific town services, and then say like i.e. Like such as water and sewer, and maybe list a few other examples, so that there's more because there might be other services that they want to talk about, and we don't really have a We do have another category on this
Would you
question.
consider like the ambulance a town service or?
Well, what do
Well,
we have
yeah,
for town
police.
services? We have
Yeah, like EMS.
fire, police,
Right,
Yeah.
fire, police,
Water, sewer.
water, sewer.
that's about it, I think.
Yeah.
Highway,
Dump,
Transfer station.
transfer station.
yeah, the
Yeah.
transfer station. Transfer station works pretty good.
Highway department.
They do
Yeah.
the best they can with the small amount of money that they
I
have.
think a lot of that is covered in 8, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. Transfer station, emergency management, fire, and EMS. It's all
Yeah.
there.
Public
So,
Yeah, I think we're all set there then.
so for number 8, it's saying, how important do you think it is to allocate resources for these different services and facilities? But it's not really asking if you have any specific issues with those
Right.
services.
Correct.
And so the number 9 would be
Yeah.
like asking about specific issues, yeah.
Okay,
So you're tailoring that
So maybe-
towards all services or just town
So I was
water
gonna
and
say,
sewer?
maybe follow, like you're saying, follow it up, number 9, follow up, do you have any issues with the town services and facilities?
Yeah, and so
Yeah.
right now, it is focused specifically on water and sewer.
Right.
I'm asking if we want to like
I
open
think
it up. to
Yeah.
the-
Make it more
I think
general.
Open it to all.
either that or I
Yeah.
get rid of water and sewer and just say town services.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Sewer is
yeah.
a very
Yeah.
small part
Yeah,
of town.
I mean, part of the services could be just coming into the town hall to get a permit or something. That's a
Yeah,
town
I know
service.
somebody who's so frustrated.
You know,
trying
so
to-
those are all the
Yeah.
town
Yeah.
services. So I think we get rid of the water and sewer, just ask.
And you
for-
could list them all in parentheses, because there's a dozen of them.
Right.
But it maybe some of the things, like I said, just coming into the town hall.
Yeah.
Or to come in to pay your tax bill or your
Yeah,
water
like-
bill or,
Like you said, like IE, getting a permit or water sewer
Right.
or highway
Yeah.
or,
yeah,
any service.
yeah. Yeah, I think that would be good. Yeah.
Yeah.
Kind of give them an idea of what all the services are that we have.
Please describe any issues or
I
concerns
mean,
you have
know,
with
one of
town
the services
services.
is the town
Yeah,
nurse.
might be good.
Town services and facilities.
You know, we have a,
That'd be health, right? Health department?
but that's all town services.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think that's, pretty much anything that's on question 8, if you've got any issues with any services on basically question 8,
what they have
what
to
would they
say.
be?
Yeah.
Right. Do you have any issues with the items, services listed in question 8?
Right.
Don't even have to do an
Specific, yeah.
IE, you've got them all listed in
Yeah.
8.
Yeah.
Do you have any specific issues?
Do you have
I don't know
any-
if it-
Please describe any issues or concerns you have with services listed in question 8,
Building department, transfer
If any.
station, water service, economic.
if any.
And/or any other. Yeah.
But that doesn't have stuff like the town hall,
Town government,
town government, stuff like that.
Services.
I don't know, I think we need
Yeah.
to open it up. Because you know what, too, a lot of people, they'll have a problem, but do they bring it to the town, and maybe the town could do something about it? No, they just complain about it,
Right.
and I think a lot of things that they probably would do better, but they don't know that it's a problem to people. And so if nobody tells them, how do they know?
yeah, fire department isn't even on.
Do we have-
On the public health, question 8, public health towards the bottom, right above municipal broadband, so this will become the last one.
Yeah, public health.
Do you want to
food
put town nurse in there too? Food inspections, distribution, COVID test, town nurse?
Yeah, the public health nurse.
Yeah,
just-
public health.
Just so I know who,
Sure.
who's what.
Town-sponsored events, Douglas Oktoberfest. Bring back fireworks.
And we don't have fire department here at
Check.
all.
We have emergency management, and in parentheses, there's fire
fire.
and EMS, but I could reword that if that's not clear.
Oh, I think that kind
No,
of covers it, yeah.
Yeah.
Again, I put the thing about the towns, any of the services in town, that's all. If they have anything they'd like to describe.
Yep, I permits, water, sewer, et cetera.
Yeah, right.
that's what we had for town services and facilities. Okay to move on?
Sure.
So moved.
Okay.
Second.
All right, next we have transportation and circulation. So here we just listed off different issues. Kind of similar to the housing question that we had gone over. So which of the following transportation issues do you consider to be the most important in Douglas?
Do you think there should be a separation of roads and then a question asked about the bridges?
Yeah,
Or keep them combined?
I think we could separate them. I'm fine with that. But,
Well, you know which bridge is going to take a hit.
Well,
Street.
but it needs to be known, I mean, and if one bridge ever went down, how is it taken care of
Yeah.
in reality?
Well,
Well, the Cedar Street was down, for what, a year?
Yes, it
Yeah.
was, more than a year.
Yeah,
Yeah.
tell me about it.
but they went
Right,
other
but
way.
this way here, we have it all laid out.
Did finally get a good bridge.
Yeah.
And we
that's
had the
nice.
temporary one work good though for a long time too. There was no
Yeah.
problem with that.
For the second one, sidewalks, I think it might be just clear just to state sidewalks instead of network of sidewalks.
sure.
Well, it's connecting. that
Yeah.
Network.
Yeah.
Connecting.
Yeah, I was
A
thinking
lot of these subdivisions, they're out in the middle of nowhere.
And sidewalks
We force them to
nowhere.
put in sidewalks,
Yeah.
it's only in the subdivision.
You know, I wonder if, we've got all these things, but should we have something in there say, would you be willing to pay more taxes to have these services? Because this is, I mean, you can want everything, but,
They could
You know,
check everything.
oh, yeah, they
Well,
think
you
they're gonna
pay
get
for
it, you
Well, we
know?
don't want it.
Oh, we don't want
you know, people go on about, when are they gonna pave all the roads? Well, do they have any
That
idea
should be
how
the
much that costs?
first question,
I think
page
that's
one.
the page one, are you willing to pay
We
more money
we all want smooth roads.
to do this? I mean, there's a lot of stuff we all want.
Yeah.
Until somebody says you have to open up
Comes
your
time to
wallet.
pay.
Well, I don't really want it that much.
Yeah. In the housing workshops, in the past, for other towns, we've done a fun activity where you get like a handful of like $100
Yeah,
or
yeah.
something, and then you get to choose, okay, well, I want all these fun things, but where do I only have $100 to spend. Where do I
Right.
put this?
Right.
Interesting.
Yeah,
Yeah,
could be
fun.
a cool
Great
way.
concept.
You know, if we do something like that, though, quite frankly, we need more than $100. We gotta let
Yeah.
people know what it's really gonna cost.
Yeah.
Well, I appreciate the concern for, the tax question. I think if we put that on here, it might stop people from answering the rest of the survey.
Well, put it at the end of
We'll
the
leave it for the
survey.
last one.
Put it at the last thing. Are you
Okay.
willing to pay more? I'd say, I wouldn't put it in the beginning. Oh, absolutely not. Put it at the end.
Cal, I agree, but I also think that most people would realize there's a cause and effect. You know, if
No,
you-
they don't.
that if you, yes,
They know there's a
if you,
cost,
if
but
you
they don't-
expand surfaces, there are going to be
Millions.
additional costs, I would think.
When I see people complaining about how come they didn't pay the roads and everything, it's like, do you have any idea of how much that costs? They have no idea.
What
No
perc-
idea.
What percentage of Chapter 90 cover it?
Yeah, but what do we get? We don't get much for CHIP.
Chapter 90, I think they get 50%. I think capital matches it.
Yeah, capital.
So it covers about half of.
Right,
I think
but-
I think there's a little surplus going over this year, but it's not much.
But there's
Yeah.
also,
Yeah.
though, it's not like, if we come up with $3 million, they will match it. No, they have a number
Yeah,
and we match.
I think it's
Yeah.
62,000 and then they match it, so you got $1.4 million and it gets you nowhere.
You're not getting far at all. No, people don't realize that. You know, I think we need
That's
to
a
know, are
couple
people
miles.
willing to pay for these
At best.
services? Because that actually is an important thing. Everybody might want everything, but if they're not willing to pay for it, well, then,
Well,
you
we're
have
not
to
going to
know.
overspend either. We have to do a balanced budget. So
Exactly.
if it gets to the point where if these people come up with a super wish list, we
Right.
can't afford it.
But if we know the list of things they want.
right.
We
then
can
start
prioritize.
To prioritize based on the money we have.
Right.
Yeah.
I think we need to know what they want.
We do encourage the master plans to be like aspirational.
Right.
Because it's just like a guiding document. It's not like making decisions about anything.
But the thing is, yes, we want a guiding document, but we have to realize that if we're not going to get these things unless people want to pay a little more money. So you gotta ask them, because you can bring this stuff up and it gets to the, it gets up there and you need a 2.5 override to do it, which being on the finance committee, I'm telling you, we're right at the level. We don't have a lot, everybody said, what are you doing with all the money? Well, it's all being spent, and it's all being spent wisely. And there's none left over. So, anything else that you want, you're gonna have to come up with more money.
We have so we've had issues at workshops where sometimes people are like, well, oh, I would like to see this, but we could never afford that. And then they sort of shut down the idea. But it's well, we could find grants here and there, somewhere down the road to afford whatever item. It doesn't necessarily mean we're going to be increasing your taxes for every little thing we put down. And so we don't want people to feel dismissed from offering an idea up,
Right.
if it's just an idea.
So,
I agree. So that's why we put it at the end.
and when
Yeah.
you're saying that, though, isn't the purpose of this master plan to kind of help the town secure some grants
Yeah.
for what they're,
Right.
so maybe that could be worded in the opening, the purpose of the master plan.
Yeah, I think did we put that in there?
Aid,
I might have.
just to help people
I don't-
realize that
Yeah, aid and financial
it's
planning.
pretty important
Yeah.
because we can, some
Right.
of this stuff can be achieved.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, look at the grants that Bob managed to get to bring stuff up to
Right,
help us with
exactly,
economic
yeah.
development,
It's a lot of- It's a lot of work, a lot of hard work. but
Millions
but
and millions and millions of
Right.
dollars. Thank you, Bob.
The $6 million man.
I know.
8.1.
8.6. Well, inflation, so.
If we get this 5, it'll be double digits.
That's great.
Right, okay, so just back to transportation. Anything else on this list we want, to add? Just kind of cover it.
Maybe you should put Uber in there with that carpooling and stuff.
Well, it's not that it's not allowed.
Well, but you know what? You never know when somebody comes up with the wild idea that they want not to allow it. So if the people say, yes, we do want to have Uber, then they won't come up with that.
You're got to get a special permit from the town, is that what you mean?
I don't know. Who
You
knows?
don't, that's just an app on
No.
your phone. Just, you want to ride, you just get a hold of them, they come down and pick you up.
I know somebody, her
I've
son
done it 4 times
Or
already.
just tax.
had trouble getting a
It's like having a
job.
cab.
He lives in his mother's house,
Yeah.
and people call him up, and he takes the
Takes
car
off,
out and go
yeah.
pick somebody up.
That's nothing for a question on.
Yeah.
I have such a problem with that. My mother always told me, don't get in cars with strangers.
Yeah, I know.
Now it's
I have
big
not
business.
forgotten that.
Especially when they give
It
you
is.
candy.
I mean, your neighbor might do it, you know?
Yeah.
But you see them leave every
Ask for
day.
Uber, you don't
God.
get
That's right. But a lot of people, it's not like it's not, we're not zoned for
I
it.
know. I can't wait
The
for
driver was a
self-driving
Corolla.
cars.
Sleep with the pan.
Wow, cool.
That's awesome.
Oh, what a world. Okay.
So anything else for transportation circulation?
I think that covers it pretty good.
So,
Yeah, and just question 11 was, what are the most difficult areas or intersections you encounter? So just leaving that as an open, I didn't list different places, I just let people. That's
Cool. No.
And I see charging stations are on
Yeah, I saw that.
10.
Yeah.
Matt, were you going to say something?
I was just gonna say, I think it's really good. I like the way it's
Yeah.
structured. Good.
Yeah.
Awesome. Great, moving forward.
Yeah, that's a good one.
All right, these are a few fun ones, which I definitely need your input on. So cultural and
CPA?
historic resources, so number 12. We had talked about CPA, how that's going to be on the ballot in the fall. So basically, I'm giving a little bit of background information. I don't have the specifics on what people are voting on in the fall, like what the percentage is, if anyone has that.
1.5%.
1.5, okay. Any exemptions?
Yep, exemption for the first 100,000 of property value.
Okay, got it.
wait, it's not much.
And low income is exempt from this?
Yes. Well, not, there's a reduction for low income senior.
What is considered low income?
I
I forget the amount.
speak to that.
Do they have it written in the thing?
Oh, right, yeah, there's all exemptions for, oh, geez, you're right. Oh, I'll get that information
Send
to
it
you.
in the folder.
Okay. If you can just get that to me sometime this week, that's fine. And then I added a link there so people can click and explore what other towns have done CPA, learn more about this. So we're asking if town meeting does vote to adopt CPA, how would you like to see these funds allocated? So we've got the different categories here, and I gave a few examples of what that would actually mean. How do we like how this is phrased and everything? Or if there's specific projects, maybe, that the towns, if there's a certain building you've been trying to restore for so many years, maybe we could include that.
Oh, that's,
I wouldn't include it in question 12. It looks like you have it in question 13 right below it.
Oh, yeah.
well, it is kind of in 12 already, historic preservation, repair historic
Right.
buildings, restore historic gravestone, et cetera.
It doesn't have to be town-owned, right? Right, Matt? They don't have to be town-owned?
Right.
Okay.
Do they have to have like a certain designation for historic? Like it has to be
Yes.
on the National Register or something like that?
Yes.
Do we have a list of what's on the National Register?
Yeah, we can get that from the
Only
state.
one is the change store.
Oh, I
And
would think so, yeah.
The common area?
I forget the next one. The common, I think, might be part of it.
We usually include a map of the historic designations in town in the Natural and Cultural Historic Resources chapter. And yeah, we can show you guys that.
Okay.
What question? we got?
Going back to 12,
We're on 12.
would the word "if"
Still on 12.
be appropriate in front of adoption? Because here we're saying adoption of. We're not sure anything's going to go on. It's
That's right.
if adopted,
I think you're
It
right.
says if town meeting votes.
right?
Adopt.
Adoption of, if adopted.
Let's see. We'll vote.
You've already said the word "if" at the beginning of the sentence.
No, it doesn't. It says town meeting will vote
Says will vote.
on
No,
whether to
below
adopt.
here,
Whether to
Carol.
adopt.
If,
Town meeting votes to adopt CPA, how would
Yeah.
you like to see these funds be allocated? The word "if" is there. That doesn't say when town meeting votes, and this is a done deal. Before we
yeah, but
give
you
it
have that up
meeting.
in the paragraph above it.
Oh,
It should be there too, the same verbiage.
Yeah, I think town meeting.
You have it
will-
below, you should have it
Whether
above.
to-
It does say if.
I see. So if the town will vote on whether or not to adopt the CPA.
Oh.
Might be very
Right.
Yeah.
There we
Okay,
go.
that sounds
Thank you,
right.
Matt.
There we go. Perfect.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, that works.
Right, first paragraph would be whether or not.
Yeah.
Second paragraph, if it votes to adopt.
There you go.
Yep.
Bingo.
Yep.
Yeah,
Nailed that one.
just a little more clarification on.
Should I like underline if, like when in the question? Just make it a big, this is, depends.
Do you want to use the word adopt or accept, or accepted? Or is adopt good?
I think adopt is good.
Adopt is good.
Yeah, it's either or.
20 years from now.
Right now, it gives the option to just check off
looking, yeah, Daisy.
whether you'd like to see or check off like which category you'd like to see the funds allocated towards. How do you feel about having that be like ranked? Which ones you want to see like more allocation towards or less allocation towards?
I think
Ranked or a percentage to
There's
each.
certain percentages with state guidelines on that avenue that was brought up.
10% for affordable and they pay 10% for historic.
That's true.
Or how about
So there's a-
another check all that apply, and then,
Well, that's all on that .org, right?
I think it looks good the way it's presented here in the
Okay.
survey.
Sure.
And then 13, I think you've covered all the uses that we all talked about at the meeting. And then if they want to put other, they'll put an other.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, yeah, I just wanted to double check because that was the first I had heard about this. So how do we like the phrasing? Any other, or if there's any reports or anything that I could read more about this, I would really appreciate that too.
I don't know if we have anything. I mean, you might want to put the address, say the grammar school at Gleason Court.
Correct, yep.
I think most folks know where it is, but it'd be the old grammar school, right, Linda? Is that what we call it?
Yes,
Okay.
because where the VFW is, some people call that the old elementary school.
Right. Now you gotta see where it's at.
Oh, amazing. Could you email that to Matt to send to me? Yeah, I was thinking, he just showed me a picture, so if people aren't familiar with it, we can just have a picture on there.
Perfect, yeah.
One of the things on that, on the grammar school, and they said the town hopes to find a community use for the building. Would that necessarily have to be owned by the town? Or would we allow, I think we should allow, private, someone private to do it, because quite frankly, I mean, we did look into what it would cost to do that for, remember, for administration offices for the school? And they told us that it would cost so much, because you're under prevailing law, so you're tripling the cost of everything to do that as a municipality compared to when somebody comes in that's doing it, privately. They don't get into all of that.
Yeah, you're right. I wouldn't even call it a new community use. I'd find a new proposed use. I wouldn't even call it a community use because that's saying that it's got to be town-owned.
Right, I think that we need to propose. I think that'd be good, Matt.
So why isn't the question on there, though, or should it be sold?
Correct.
That should be on there also.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I think so. Or should it
It's
be
a
sold?
question for the people, do we sell it?
Yeah.
Or does the town
Right.
invest in doing all this work?
Right.
What
Yeah,
is the general outcome?
right. Of course,
What
we've
is
been
the-
trying to sell it for a long time. It hasn't happened, but I think it's a good idea to put, because people don't know.
I think it's a legitimate
Yeah.
question.
People don't know. I agree. I think we need to put it down there.
Hey, Matt, do you know what size the lot is that sits on?
It's not too big.
I know it's under an acre, but we're having a survey done to add some more land to the back to make it a more conforming parcel.
Okay.
I think it's like an acre and a half after that, but I'll have to confirm that.
All right, thank you.
The school ad gave
It'll
us.
be up on town meeting vote
Okay.
Oh, good.
in the fall.
Okay, thank you.
So you're gonna give it some appeal to market.
So we're just going to scratch community? Did we already do that?
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
And add, should it be sold
Yeah.
somehow?
Can we write sadly, comma, should it be sold? No?
Like a little sad face.
I don't think it'd be sadly if it was sold, because somebody's going to buy it. They're not going to knock it down just for that acre of land.
Yeah,
Well, if they want to.
yeah, adaptive reuse, public or private, I suppose, would be.
Put that in the
acceptable.
conditions.
And one-
You buy it, you renovate it.
That's right.
Not
Yes,
That's true.
thank
We
you.
put in there.
specify
Yeah.
it in the sale agreement.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I mean, in
And it
one,
has to go out to bid anyway.
Right.
Right.
On
But
property.
if somebody came along with a very good proposal, then I think that they could probably own that thing for not very much money
Yeah.
at all. Because they're going to have to put a lot of money into it.
Right.
And if they could turn it into something nice, that we,
Because it's a beautiful.
because it's a beautiful building,
And it's
it has beautiful
structurally-
architecture.
I think it's the best
You
of
go
both worlds,
inside,
right?
it's
History and some adaptive reuse.
that's in the eyes of the beholder.
Yeah.
No.
Remember that. I mean, one sentence, we're talking about tax base. Next sentence, you're talking about hanging on to something that generates zero tax.
Well, that's what I said, if you,
So
That's
it's
why
like,
you gotta sell it.
that's why you got to sell
right,
it.
that's
It's
what I mean.
private,
So
right.
you
But you
got to
don't,
do something.
you don't necessarily have to get a lot of money for it when you sell it, if you're going to get the tax cents in all the time, because right now, we're getting nothing in, and we
Correct.
just have to kind of maintain
Yeah,
it.
you turn it into.
So if somebody could come into a thing where it's going to put it back on the tax rolls and everything, and they're going to put the money in to fix it. Because didn't they tell us at one time it was like over $6 million? This was what, 15 years ago?
I don't know.
So I apologize, I don't mean to get us off base,
Yeah.
but we are pushing 90 minutes at this point. We're still on question 13.
All right.
Don't worry, we don't have too many more.
Oh, yeah.
This is important stuff, Matt.
Yeah.
We gotta hash it out, dude.
Thank you, though, Matt.
We got to midnight, so don't worry.
Yeah, we're good.
Alright, so, number,
Number 14,
We're
it's
almost,
pretty,
we're cruising.
yeah, number
Pretty-
14, it's pretty, it's
yeah,
open-ended,
open-ended, yeah.
but curious your thoughts on this. We're asking if there's any historic buildings or sites that you think the town should prioritize for preservation.
I think good that that's open-ended.
Yeah.
I like
Yeah.
that.
I like
Yeah.
how it
It'd
is.
be interesting to see
Good.
what
Yeah.
responses we get there, yeah.
If
Yeah.
there's any-
Maybe some surprises, you know?
Yeah, seriously. Maybe some stuff that we don't even know we have.
Yeah,
I'm trying to think, I can't come up with it. other than the old-
And that's all for
Right.
private and public, town-owned, correct?
Yeah, anything.
yeah,
Buildings or
okay.
sites
Really
in
just
Doug-
anything.
in Douglas, that you feel
I
the
don't know how
town should
historic is
prioritize for
defined.
preservation?
I don't think there's a clear definition.
It's a good question.
Yeah.
I like that one.
So we envisioning now?
Yeah, so. These two questions I really liked. We were talking, I'm like going back and forth if whether they're kind of asking the same thing, if we should just have one of these in there. Because I know at the last meeting, we were talking about, what can we do to have people stay here, not just come, have their kids go to the schools and then leave. So if there's anything, but then we're also, yeah, what, in terms of the master plan, it's a 20-year master plan, 15, 20 years, what would the town at that time look like to you?
I think those are good questions.
They're good,
Oh,
they're
Yeah.
not too.
Because,
Me too.
because
Okay.
15, if you're planning on staying, you're probably not going to answer 15, you're going to answer 16 anyway.
Yeah.
If you're gonna- if you're gonna-
Skyscrapers, international airport,
Yeah.
subways.
Yeah. Tunnels. We were talking about tunnels, Bob.
We almost had an international airport.
We did.
That'll get-
I
that'll get
remember
traffic
that.
off of Main Street.
So 15's good?
Yeah.
16, 15, 16?
Yeah.
Riverboat.
There we go.
Right.
Final thoughts?
I'll settle for one.
And final thoughts, really just if we missed anything.
Yeah, I like that. Just-
Nice.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep, and then just the last few questions are just the demographics.
Yep.
So, yep, we asked, do you currently have children enrolled in the public school system? What is your age?
We have a, do you rent or own?
That was
Is
the
that
first, very first question.
First.
Okay.
Yeah. That was in the very beginning.
I like the idea of prefer not to answer too, because some people don't like to.
Right.
Even though they're, nobody knows who they are, they still don't want to do
Yeah.
that. So I
Right.
think it's good. You can prefer not to. I think that's good.
Yeah, that's fine.
The age demographic will be interesting to get that back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we can see, like, as people are taking this, as it's open, if I can see, like, as the surveys are coming in, oh, we're really only getting, the 65-plus population, we should be targeting, maybe parents of school children,
Yeah.
something like that, so it can help us with our promotional outreach.
Yep, that's good.
And just to save paper, I mean, like, this is a lot of open space.
Oh, yeah, I will be condensing all of it. to make
Okay,
it
not
look-
making the print any
Yes.
smaller, but just kind of
Yeah,
like
yeah.
putting some of these.
Yeah, like some of them,
side by
yeah, that could be 2 columns or something to.
I'm with you, not
half
making the
page.
print any smaller.
Yeah.
The email address.
Mm-hmm.
Ensure people that their email address won't be attached to
Yeah.
the questions on the
Yes.
survey.
Okay, just remind me. That's a really good point.
So what did he say? What did you say?
That the email address won't be attached
To the survey.
questions, so that you can't say, well, he said this.
Right.
Right,
Yeah.
right. Yes,
It won't be linked.
Right.
Yeah.
anonymity, I guess the idea.
Okay,
And at the very end, we're going to add, are you willing to pay higher taxes for these services? Somehow word that in there.
Put that in there.
yeah, let's see if we can to a question like that. I don't know.
I would say higher taxes for some of these services, because some of the stuff probably wouldn't cost a higher tax.
Yeah.
But I think we do need to know if people are willing to pay more money
How
for.
about 20, household income? Did we talk about that?
Oh.
Do you
Yeah,
think that's appropriate, needed,
Yep.
yeah,
helpful?
because they can prefer not to answer.
Yeah.
Okay,
I think it's helpful.
okay.
Sure.
I
And
bet you're gonna get,
it may also result in what group of people are really answering these questions,
yeah.
you know?
Yes. Yep.
The- Did they-
And again, if they don't want to answer, they don't have to answer.
The statistics, though, when they do the federal, they kind of know what the average household income is in town, I think. But you're right, we'll know who's answering the questions, I guess. If they-
Yeah.
I bet you that's going to be the number one you're going to see prefer not to answer. Watch and see. People never want to tell you that.
All right.
Great.
I think that's pretty cool.
Yeah, that is the draft survey, so.
How can you separate email address from the survey?
What's that?
I mean, you get the email address and then you have to contact them in case you have a question. How can you separate that? You know, like a ballot, you vote, mail in ballot, it's a separate envelope. Do we number these things as we get these in and associate that number with an email address?
You know what, I'd like to see that out of there
Me too.
altogether.
I don't
Because-
think anything of that nature, of any name, should be on this whatsoever.
Right, I don't think we
Yeah.
should have that email address on.
Not whatsoever.
No, because then they're going to
Big
come
reason
to
being
that and they go, I'm not going to send it back. I think we got to get rid of that.
No, remove any.
Remove number 21.
Contact, email, name, or anything.
Yeah, I agree with him.
Do you have to contact these people? Once you get the survey, do you really have to contact them?
No, and it says optional.
No, this,
Right.
Skip.
Yeah, I mean, the biggest thing would be for any workshops, just letting people know that that's
Yeah.
coming up.
Well, I think when we have the workshops, we could do that, but I don't think it should be on the survey. I honestly don't think it's going to be, should be on the survey, because I'm telling you that they're going to go that far, and they're going to, I'm not giving my
The
email
workshop will
address.
be announced on the town website anyways.
Yeah.
So
And
put a
social media.
disclaimer on here for future surveys
Yeah,
or
stay
workshops.
tuned.
Please look at,
The
Or go
website.
to the website.
go to
yeah.
the website.
yes,
Right.
eliminate the email address, but
And
put
just say,
at the end of it,
Go to the.
future,
Yeah, yeah. I think that's-
future.
Respectfully, committee, I respectfully disagree on this, only for the reason that we're always looking for volunteers. And the best way, if we needed to reach out to any of these folks who answered the survey correctly, might be an opportunity to get volunteers to join. our quiz committee.
Now you're
That's the
soliciting.
only reason I have to probably keep the email address as an optional service.
Can we just,
I don't like it, because now you're soliciting.
I think there's other ways to get volunteers.
Once you start doing that, now you're soliciting
I
for
don't like
help.
that email address on there either.
And that's not the intent of doing all this.
You like
We're not here to
email address on
solicit.
there? You don't
It does
either.
say option.
Yeah, I don't care. I just don't think they should have it on there at all.
How many are for having the email?
How many are against?
Against?
Yeah, I think we should take it off.
Neutral.
Yeah.
Don't care?
I think if someone wants to offer the information, it's okay, give them the option. They don't have to, we could write in a way that says there's no obligation whatsoever, but if you'd like to
Then
offer
if you-
contact information, please do.
I could also like add my email address on there saying, if you want to be added to an email list, please email me.
If you're gonna
There you
do
go.
that, then I would go in
There you
all
go.
highly bold letters saying, this is an optional.
No, I'd like what she says.
Yeah.
If you
Contact.
want to email
Be
her,
added to our list.
yeah.
An email list for update-
Email her,
for
and her
updates.
email's there,
Please
person goes
contact
right to it.
Yeah.
There you
Yeah.
go.
Yeah.
Yeah, or even, and if you'd like to volunteer on any committees in town,
Yeah, if you have any questions or would like to get further involved,
Yeah,
please
very
reach out.
further
Please
involved.
email.
and put
There you
her
go.
email address.
That eliminates
Yep,
a hard copy with that, this information on it.
Right.
yeah,
That was my initial.
Yeah. Yeah.
Correct.
yeah,
Because you could connect the dots,
right, right,
which is not the purpose and intent of any of this.
What do you
right.
think, Matt? Compromise?
Yep.
Okay, cool.
I think people just feel a little more secure doing that.
I think so,
Yeah.
yep.
And it still
I
gives
concur.
you what you're kind of looking for at the, in the
Yeah.
end.
And if you're gonna do this, then you're definitely gonna do that.
Right,
but it's more of a,
Yeah,
I'd say, secure means of doing it,
I think so. I think you're right.
Yeah,
because there's no connection.
Yep.
yeah.
Well, Emily and Sam, thank you.
People might
This was good.
Look at the survey and not take it, so they might contact
I almost
her.
enjoyed it.
I'll go to a
Yep.
meeting.
I'm excited. I think
Yeah.
I think it's a good length.
Yeah.
I feel like people
And she
won't
can
get too
blast mail
fatigued and it's a lot,
workshop, schedule dates.
it's a lot of entries.
It reads well, and it's interesting. I think it pulls you in as you go.
so.
Yeah.
The workshop dates too, if we can hook up with these people that have the social media things in town, you know? The ones that look for, lost dogs and, you'd be surprised though,
Right.
if they find their dogs.
No, well done, thank you.
Yeah, very good.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thanks
That
for
works out.
feedback.
Yeah.
We'll incorporate all these edits.
Yeah,
So
I
put-
will probably email a copy to Matt and then email it out to everyone.
Sure.
So you can at home
Yeah.
kind of go through
Look
it.
at the final
Yep.
copy.
Sounds good?
Did we want to talk about workshop potential dates, or can we hold off to the next meeting?
When's the next meeting?
it is
Thursday, September 12th.
12th.
And Linda won't be here.
You can't make it, Linda. You got
We
another
can hold
meeting?
off.
Garden
I mean,
club.
Okay, that's cool. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah,
I would rather.
And I bring the refreshments and the coffee.
it's on the agenda. I just wanted to touch base and see what
In,
does.
what,
Like to do
Yeah.
that.
Church,
Oh, no kidding.
Blackstone Valley
Can I
Garden.
just share one
So do you do
thing over
that? Make
here?
your-
I have a couple of gardens.
So we
I
had,
did some stuff in the lines this year.
Yeah.
I've been getting tomatoes.
so we had talked about doing like a townwide survey
Yeah, had a little
to
breeze
I thought
and
she was in Aruba or something.
get the word out. Okay. I came up with just like a draft of a postcard. Oh my God, did I say survey?
Yeah.
I meant a postcard that will go out. So it'll say the master plan survey is open now. It'll have the QR code people can scan. It'll have a direct link if people just want to type that in. And it says stop by the public library, town hall, or I'll say adult center.
Right.
A postcard, is that to mail out to every
social set,
household?
right?
Yeah.
How much would that cost?
It's about $1,000 out of the budget, but we have the budget for it,
Oh.
so, yeah.
Okay.
But I really think it gets the word out, like,
Yeah.
we can be
We need
confident that
something.
everyone's gonna know about
I know.
this, if you live in town. Or work, it goes to businesses too,
Yeah.
so I know they're
You know what's sad? You go to the post office, they throw all the, not the
Yeah.
postal people, the people that get it.
Yeah.
So the date on that workshop, I don't know if that's been verified yet. I believe that's the same night as the planning board meeting, so you'd lose 3 members of our committee right
I
there.
think that's just a date I made up as a placeholder.
You gotta find a good date.
Yeah, so I guess if we do wanna kind of solidify the postcard, maybe we should talk about dates.
What does that say? The printing is so small on where the date is, in that little box?
Yeah, I can't see it either.
It's not the date.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah, it was just a
No, I
placeholder.
just wanted to read what it says.
5 to 7. Oh, that's good, you're starting early.
Oh, the high school gym.
Yeah, so this is just
To fill it in.
fill it in,
Yep.
yeah, what it would look like, but, yeah.
Date,
That
time,
would-
and
So is there a
location can
big
be whatever.
process, let me ask, to use the high school gym and stuff? Or is it rather easy to get access to that?
I don't think it
I don't know
will-
how that all works.
Yeah, we haven't nailed down a location, right? This is just,
We could use this gym.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
to be
really.
determined, Michael. where it's
Everybody
gonna
knows
be.
Yeah.
where this gym.
Yeah.
Well, not a lot of people do. They're
I
kind of
wouldn't know
surprised
where
it's
the high
right here.
school gym is.
Yeah,
I
Yeah.
know where the auditorium is.
yeah, right.
Anybody in the boats would know.
We could just
The
put,
municipal center gym is probably a better option.
Yeah.
Probably less likely to be reserved, although basketball season's right around the corner, so we'd have to get it reserved.
you know,
Okay.
Basketball.
All
you know
right.
what, I wouldn't put that it was the municipal center gym, though. I'd just put the municipal center. Because a lot of people aren't aware there's a gym here, and they'd be going, wonder where that is. We'll put the municipal center on Depot Street, and then when they get here, we just put signs up where it's at. But I wouldn't put municipal center gym, because they're not gonna know where it is.
Well, you put the address too.
Yeah, but most municipal centers don't have a gym.
So maybe myself and Matt could like talk about a few different dates and see what's open, and then we could send out an email and just ask you all
Sure.
if you're available on
Yeah.
a few different
Okay.
nights. How's that sound? Cool. Otherwise, do we like how the postcard looks?
Yes.
What does it say up at top about
Tell us about
master
your
plan?
Yeah, tell us about your experience living or working in Douglas and your ideas for the town's future.
Okay.
So I know it's just a draft, and that's our gazebo on the common. Can that be a color picture? So it kind of snaps?
Yeah.
Yep.
Any,
Yep.
I know this might
East Douglas?
sound weird, but
That's not East Douglas.
how about a picture of it when it's all lit up at Christmas time?
Yeah.
Unbelievably beautiful. I don't know if
Does anyone
anybody got
have
a good
pictures
picture.
of
I don't know.
Yeah, if anyone has photos they could send us.
Yeah,
of the
that might
gazebo.
help. Yeah. I mean, it is beautiful, isn't it?
I think I've seen one, but I can't remember where I saw it. Chris Bruno might know.
If anyone has like photos of the town that they'd want to share for some of our, like even for the website,
Yeah.
that would be great.
Oh, my God.
Because we're kind of lacking some photos of Douglas right now. We'll take a bunch when we're on our like town tour, but we haven't done that yet,
Yep.
so we don't have a lot of photos.
Yeah.
So when they get this, they don't know where it's coming from. They don't know it's coming from the town. Should it say Douglas Master
Oh,
Plan?
yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Very true.
Yeah, they could think it's a statewide plan or something. You're right.
Yeah,
Right.
okay, good call. Oh, sorry, there's another page here. So this is, can you read that?
No.
No.
Yeah.
Can you zoom in?
More-
Oh, there-
Yeah, working
There we
on
go.
it.
Okay.
So is this the flip side?
Yes, this
Yeah.
is the flip
Yeah.
side, so more just text.
Okay.
Yeah, I like that. Gives them a little background. The what and why.
Okay, to guide.
What did it want to be? How do we get there?
Do you want me to read this out loud?
Future.
No,
No.
no.
That's an elegant text. Looks like Bookman old style. What is it?
I don't know.
Is that News It Grotesque, the one we did for the Imagine?
Maybe that was saved in there. I don't know.
How would we get pictures to you? I got a couple. I'm not a great photographer, but when you take 1,000 pictures, you get one or two good.
Do you all have our emails? Or would you have to go through Matt and then Matt would send them to us?
Yeah, if you have, do you have Matt's email?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, we can
Okay,
send
just
them
send
to
anything you
Okay.
have to Matt.
Yep, send it right to me. I'll disseminate it from there.
Yeah, because if we all send it to her, then we're a quorum.
Yeah, you're right.
Oh, yeah?
I don't know. But
Good
yeah,
point.
we'll send them to Matt. Let Matt do it.
That's why we pay you.
Ethics.
That's it. Then, Linda.
I think I'll add like a sentence here that like who this is sent by. That like this is from CMRPC and the town of Douglas.
Yep.
Just to clarify.
I don't think we have a Facebook page dedicated to the master plan, and I don't even know if I'll be able to build one.
We have one that we built. CMRPC just made one.
There you go.
There you go.
Yeah, I don't know if it's launched yet.
It is launched, we just haven't like broadcasted it yet.
We don't have any followers.
Yeah, we don't have any followers yet.
Okay.
But we have the website set up now and the Facebook page.
Sweet.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, so we like this. I'll make a couple tweaks to it, but yeah. Okay, cool. I think
good,
that's all I
thank you.
have.
All right.
Good.
Very good, thank you. Matt, are we good? Do we miss anything here?
No, it looks great.
All right.
Yeah,
I think so.
yeah.
Cool. Well, thank you. Thank you. For your hard
Yeah,
work,
appreciate it.
Kimberly. Committee, anything else? Comments, considerations, anything else you want to discuss before we adjourn?
Motion to adjourn?
I'll second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Roll vote?
Well, Matt's not a
Well,
member.
Matt's on. We didn't have to roll vote.
We didn't, but it was fun anyway.
Yeah.
Thank you.